Alright guys, welcome back to another update video for Wuthering Waves on the channel. Today we have some really big news regarding CARTEPHYIA, the upcoming 5-star character soon to be releasing for the first phase of the 2.4 version update. They just made some major changes to her kit right before her release and it's looking pretty insane. We have major buffs on her kit. Overall, they buffed up her multipliers by a lot. So in this video, let's do a quick breakdown of all the final changes they made to CARTEPHYIA before her release in the next couple of days for the first phase of the 2.4 version update. Also to mention, if you guys want to be kept updated on the latest Wuthering Waves news, make sure to like and subscribe, put those notifications on to be updated right away. Some of you might know me from my main channel, Legion Wuwa. Unfortunately, that channel now has limited reach for a while. So in order for all of you to see my videos, I'll be posting the news and updates right here with exclusive videos as well that are not going to be on the main channel. And don't worry, as we did on that channel, I'll be doing some Luna subscription and Battle Pass giveaways on the channel as well. The first one being at 500 subscribers, which should be very soon. But alright, now that we got out the way, let's talk about the insane CARTEPHYIA kit changes that we have for today. Alright, so pulling up the kit here, so we have the buff summary. Let's quickly go over the buff summary, and then after that we can do a full breakdown on each multiplier that they change on her skill and attacks. So the buff summary here, we have the categories, so we have the damage type simplified, all multipliers up, and new synergies. The first major change that they did is she now has fewer arrow erosion restrictions on her kit, so they simplified the damage type. All multipliers up by 50 to 100%, some up to even 200+% damage multipliers, which sounds pretty insane. And we also have a brand new synergy due to this buff with Rover, the Arrow Rover Windstring Restore. But the biggest thing here is definitely the damage multipliers going up to a buff of 200+%. So let's take a look here at the new multiplier changes. Motion value damage multiplier buffs. Here we have a full breakdown of the multiplier kit changes with the old, the new, and as well as the increase of each of these multipliers. Alright, so the first thing they change from these skills is the stage 1 from 3.18% max HP to 4.78% max HP, which is a 50% increase. The stage 2 receiving a 50% increase as well. The third stage, another 50% increase from 2.84% to 4.28%, which is pretty good. The fourth stage here from 1.67% to now 2.52%, plus the 5% multiplier is now 7.54%, so another 50% increase on the multipliers here. Dodge counter receiving some buffs as well from 4.54% to 6.85%, which is now another 50% increase. The heavy attack receiving even more, a range of 65 to 70% increase, which is also really good. So it went from 1.26% to 2.08%, and from 3.78% to 6.24%. The plunging attack receiving a small buff, so about 10% more on the multipliers. The mid-air attack as well, another 10%. The second mid-air receiving a 28%, and now for the massive buff, the third mid-air receiving a huge 229% buff, which is pretty insane, from 3.43% to 11.29%. So her third mid-air combo is going to be doing a lot more damage. Her skill damage also receiving a huge buff, nearly double, from 3.18% to now 6.89%, which is a buff of 115% on her skill damage, which is pretty good. The Sword to Mark Tide Trace as well, receiving in the range of 65 to 70% multiplier buff. And lastly, the Sword to Call for Freedom went from 3.07% to 4.28%, and the second multiplier here plus 7.15 to now 9.97%, which is around of a 40 to 50% damage multiplier. Overall, these new multiplier changes will allow her to do a lot more damage, especially the multiplier going up to 200%, the third mid-air attack going to do a lot more, and That's not the only good thing that came out of this, because now she has fewer arrow restrictions and more synergy with the arrow rover. This was a concern with a lot of players, that you needed both Chacona and CARTEPHYIA to use CARTEPHYIA on a team, but now it seems that arrow rover will also have really good synergy with CARTEPHYIA, which is really good news for the free-to-play players out there that skipped Chacona to pull for CARTEPHYIA, since they were back-to-back banners. Alright, so we just went over the CARTEPHYIA changes. You guys let me know what you think of that in the comments down below. But now, since we're here, let's cover the Lupa kit changes, because they've done some changes to her kit as well. So since we're here, might as well cover it. So pulling up the Lupa kit changes here, they did a change to her resonant skill. We have the before and after. I'll just read over the new one, and I'll read the part that changed. So the damage multiplier to marked targets is increased by 50%. Previously, it was the marked targets takes 50% more damage. Now the damage multiplier to marked targets is increased by 50%. So that was the first change, and now the second change here is the Pack Hunt. Resonator with Pack Hunt gains 6% attack increase, and now instead of 20% fusion damage bonus when they attacked Overlord class or Calamity class targets, it says here attack increase and 10% fusion damage bonus when they attack Overlord class or Calamity class targets. Both are non-stackable. So basically, instead of a 20% fusion damage bonus, it is now 10% damage. Now, I believe this is seen as a buff, because from looking at the English translation, 10% fusion damage can now stack up to 3 times, and this is depending on if you have other fusion characters on the team. So you want to definitely do a fusion, mono fusion team with Lupa. So if you do Lupa with Cheng-Li and Brant full fusion team, then you'll get the full benefit. So mono fusion will be the way to go if you want to pull for Lupa. And now the last change here, we can go over it, is the Lupa's S3. So the S3 here, the damage multiplier of intro skill, Nowhere to Run, increases by 100%. The Pack Hunt effect of Resonance Liberation now no longer requires 3 fusion resonators. The Glory effect of Resonance Liberation is now modified as casting Resonance Liberation Fire Kiss Glory additionally grants Glory resonators in a team ignore 50% fusion res of target for 35 seconds. But of course, a really good skill, but still, this is the S3, so it'll be very costly. So I would still recommend simply getting the S1 if you really like Lupa, and then you can stop there. But aside from that, guys, I believe that is all the kit changes that we have for now, and should also be the last kit changes that we have for 2.4, as 2.4 update is coming really soon, guys. It's gonna be on the 12th of June. So at the time of me recording this will be roughly 4 days away until the 2.4 update comes out, the release of CARTEPHYIA, which is gonna be really hype. So again, you guys let me know down below what you think of these changes. Are you guys pulling for CARTEPHYIA? Are you guys pulling for Lupa? Let me know down below your plans. And if you guys enjoyed the video and want to be kept updated, like and subscribe with the notification on. Appreciate your support on the second channel. The first channel giveaway will be starting and giving out soon, as well as at 500 subscribers, I'll be giving out a Lunet subscription to one of you guys in the comment section down below. So feel free to participate. But that's all for this one. Thank you guys for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.